This morning, I would like you to consider another definition. I define negativity as those words, thoughts, and actions that wipe out all the possibilities in life while disguising itself as reality. Thank you. There are people whose accomplishments astound me. Oprah Winfrey, Bill Gates, the late Mary Kay Ash, George Dawson. No doubt you recognize the first three names I mentioned. You might not know about George Dawson. Believe me, his name belongs with those who have accomplished so much. And I'm going to tell you why. But first, what do these four people have in common? They all stepped forward to pursue their dreams. Many times we have goals and dreams and things that we want to pursue, but we don't step forward. No, instead we are held back by negative people and negative self-talk. Negativity has us in its powerful grip. Webster's dictionary defines negativity as a condition lacking positiveness. This morning, I would like you to consider another definition. I define negativity as those words, thoughts, and actions that wipe out all the possibilities in life while disguising itself as reality. Many times, the message of negativity is get real, or stated another way, face reality. Get real. Many times that means that you're too young, you're too old, you waited too long to pursue that dream. Have you ever said that to yourself? Have you ever heard people say, just face reality? You don't have enough money. You don't have enough education. You don't know the right people. That message of negativity comes in and out of our lives time and time again. And that brings me to George Dawson. Because I believe he heard that voice of negativity. I can just imagine that one morning that voice said to him, George, get real. George, you're in your 90s. Your 90s, and you want to learn to read? Face reality. You waited too long. You're too old. Then I believe that message came back into George's life several years later. I can almost imagine that voice saying to him, okay, George, you learned to read. You've learned to read. Now you want to write a book? George, what are you going to write about? The fact that you can now read? George, a lot of people can read. Have you ever looked at your life, looked at your accomplishments and made them small, average, or insignificant? That's the voice of negativity talking to you. That's the voice of negativity. But you see, George Dawson didn't pay attention to that voice. Not only did he go on and co-author a book, but he appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show, where he talked about his life. He talked about what it was like to live 90 years of his life using an X as a signature. He talked about the joy of learning to read, and he talked about his award-winning book, Life is So Good. I keep George's book on my credenza in my office. I keep it there as a constant reminder to me to be aware of those messages of negativity that are hidden in those words, face reality. Because I, too, have had to deal with that. At age 33, I said, I'm finally going to do it. I'm going to go to college. I'm really going to do it this time. I'm going to go to college, and I'm going to get out of this box I've been living in. This box labeled receptionist, secretary, administrative assistant. I want something more. I want the responsibilities and the challenges of being a manager. Back then, I thought that by going to college, I'd be able to make some major changes in my life. And believe me, I needed to make some major changes. But that voice of negativity came up, and it said, Donna, you should have gone to college when you graduated from high school. All your friends did. You think by going now, you'll be able to get a manager's position? Donna, the company you work for, they don't offer those types of positions, not to non-managers. That message came to me from outside of myself and from inside of my mind. But like George Dawson, I turned a deaf ear to that voice of negativity. And instead, I listened to another voice, the voice of possibility. Because while the voice of negativity is saying, get real, the voice of possibility says, get started. Get started. Because that voice of possibility knows if we get started, we have a good chance of reaching our goals. That voice knows that even if we don't reach our goals, the person we become in the process, that's precious. We become someone who's more determined, someone who's more confident, someone who's willing to take some risk in life. So I got started. It took me 4 years to get a 2-year associate's degree. It took me another 2 years to get a bachelor's degree. I was in school for 6 long years while working full-time as a secretary for Clairol, the hair color company. In between that job and going to college, I worked so hard, I'm surprised my hair didn't turn gray. But all the hard work really paid off. Because when I graduated, it was with honors, and the company promoted me into a management-level marketing position. All of that happened because I decided to get started. That's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to look at your goals and dreams and the things you want to accomplish and decide to get started. How do we get started? We get started by doing at least one thing on our goals and dreams every day. It doesn't have to be something big. It could be something very small. But do at least one thing every day. Because by doing that one thing, we slowly crush that voice of negativity that says, face reality. I'd like to leave you with the words of George Dawson. He said, one of my proudest moments was when I learned to read. One of your proudest moments is waiting for you. So, get started.